Oh. Hello, I didn't see you there. Sorry about that. I was just finishing up my new album. So, the holiday season is coming up. And what do most Americans want for Christmas? Think about it. The answer may surprise you. And what they want is renewable energy. Yeah, I know it's a surprise, but there is a way to harness this energy. But before I get to that, here's a few propositions. So are you tired of the same old candidates? Elephants and donkeys? And are you tired of the same old political parties? Well, I'll have you know that if you haven't guessed who I am yet, well, I'm Yankovic. You may have seen some of my music videos. But anyways, I am running for president 2020. And I'm going to be a part of the Green Dependent Party. Green plus independent. Because I want renewable energy. But I believe that our free market systems will be able to implement this to all Americans. Because I demand success. And that is what I'm going to do this presidential term. So vote for me. And as my slogan goes, if you vote for me, then you won't regret it. Unless I lose. So I will be receiving your vote. Will I? Let's go for it. So I am going to harness a new type of energy. And can you guess what it is? That's right, fat. Primarily from pigs. So that is what I will harness. And it will replace diesel fuel. Now, what is the purpose of diesel fuel? Well, it fuels vehicles, especially trucks, and very big buses, all the works like that. It may not power your little car, but that's okay. Perhaps it's a bit too much to work with that. But we can replace diesel fuel with fat, usually from pigs and other domesticated animals, that we can raise specifically for this purpose. So don't worry about your dog or your cat. They'll be fine. Hopefully. I'm just messing. But the truth is, there are a lot of negatives to diesel fuel. And this is why we need change. And this is why I, as the Green Independent Party, Green Independent, demand action. So the negatives of diesel fuel. So it is very expensive. So you may think that renewable energy is expensive and it wastes tax dollars. But the Green Independent Party that I, Ryan Yankovic, am a member of, we will just boost the economy and we won't charge as much tax dollars as more expensive forms of renewable energy. Because diesel fuel will be more expensive and will cost about $3.17 per gallon. The environmental cost is also arguably worse than the economic cost, as it is a type of oil, this diesel, and it can easily pollute water sources. Because think about where these rednecks are dumping their diesel fuel when they're done with it, but I digress. They can harm the water sources. There have been many oil spills in the past, and not just for diesel, but for our intents and purposes, that's what we'll be focused on now. So yeah. Diesel also emits CO2 when used in cars and to heat homes. This gas is very polluting, and it's causing a lot of problems that the Green Independent Party will hopefully solve. And it contributes to the greenhouse effect, which leads to climate change. Which climate change is a real thing. The question is, will it one reason why we're targeting diesel fuel is because it releases so much energy, number one. And number two, our fat can easily replace the diesel fuel if we get enough money and funding, which ultimately will be cheaper to produce this fat than to buy diesel fuel. And also, peace to everybody. And another thing with this fat is that we don't have to rely on foreign investments as much. We don't have to get our oil from Saudi Arabia or Alaska or some other foreign nation like that. You know what I'm saying to y'all? So diesel fuel is not very renewable, but our fat will be renewable. And some other variations of renewable diesel, like biodiesel, has 58 to 80% lower greenhouse gas emissions. So renewable biodiesel, which we will harness from this fat and other forms of renewable diesel, produce less greenhouse gases, 58 to 80%. Diesel is technically not flammable, but it is combustible, which would be an advantage of diesel because fat is flammable. So there are some disadvantages to using our renewable source, because diesel won't light usually if you take a lighter or a match to it, but our fat won't do it right away, but it's more likely to be flammable. So that's the disadvantage to our fat, because diesel has to be combusted. But thankfully our fat can be flammable and combustible. So if you power something with it, you would just need it to be combustible. But we'll work to make our fat a little more safe, so it won't be so flammable. Because usually it is. And it also has great mileage power. So another thing we have to focus on is how many miles are we going to get out of this biodiesel fat per mile? How much mileage are we going to get? And per gallon, how many miles per gallon are we going to get? So that's important to know. Now our replacement resource is animal fat, primarily from livestock. We'll try to stay away from some domesticated animals like dogs and cats, because obviously we want to get enough support if that was in our agenda. But our replacement fuel, animal fat obviously, and proto cells will be a key factor in this. The proto cells are little building blocks of life. They existed before modern cells, and they existed before ancient life. So they existed before all life, and basically protocells came together to form the cell. And so we will harness this building block of all life that uses abiotic factors. And since it has such a strong bond and connection with these animal cells, we will use that to power our brown fat. And it can be used in this day and age to convert brown fat energy to ATP, which is what we want. Now ATP is a type of energy that is packed in these protocells, but it's also found in the mitochondria of modern cells, or of ancient cells, which cells that we know now, that come after protocells in this life construction process. So the ATP is what we want. Now there are negatives to animal fat, and we'll get more in depth with the fat right now. So one major negative, that animal fat is very overpriced and ranges from $130 to $170. So hopefully we can find a humane way to genetically modify our animals, so then we can effectively lower the price for our animals. Because all these politicians talk about non-GMO, but if you get a source of energy from it, we can save money instead of charging more money for more animals that aren't genetically modified. So, obviously, since these animals cost like $130 to $170 per gallon of just pure ATP fat stuff, we'll genetically modify the animals so then we'll have a larger supply of fat and then lower the cost. And we hope to lower the cost by half. So that way, every gallon will be about $80 per gallon of energy. Now, animal fat could also lead to the endangerment of animal population. So another advantage to having genetically modified animals, we will genetically choose traits. We'll choose traits so they produce faster and also to produce more fat. Now this will hopefully reduce the disadvantage of endangering these animals and maybe even them going extinct. We don't just want to choose any old animal, because then we'd have a lot of people going out shooting and then bringing us any animal, which we would like that, but we gotta make sure that the animal is not endangered. Now another negative is we would have to feed the animals a lot more to get them fatter, and that means they would leave a lot more feces. So not only do we need to find food for these animals, we also need to find a place where we can put their poop, and we're not powering our vehicles out of poop. That's just somebody else's job. So other information on animal fat. Well, I will harness this resource because we are the Grid Independent Party. And remember, folks, remember my slogan. If you vote for me, you will not regret it unless I lose. You know what I mean. You won't regret my vote unless I lose. Yeah. And remember, be brave and stay wild. And you'll see me in the next video. Bye. Peace. So, vote for Weird Ryan Yankovic 2020. And remember, happy holidays, y'all. See me in my next video. And comment below and let me know what your favorite part of the video was.